We are live or going live? I don't know. Well, I think that now we are live. Hi and welcome. Yeah. Yes. And yes. And I can hear myself, so everything is working. Yeah, since I changed from Firefox to the other one, well, to Chrome, things really work. Yeah, well, you can criticize as long as you want. There is one that is working and one that is not working. So, which one are we going to use? Let me guess. Yes, here we are. And yeah. It's earlier than I've done lately. So, yes, I'm having a follow-up to the video that I've done, to the previous one. So the I am versus, or I know versus I am, because, well, there's things that are happening and that are going on, and so it's very interesting because, well, I didn't plan this, so I didn't plan what is happening and the way things are turning out. So it's the evolution is always unknown until it happens, until it's there. It's not something that you can expect, plan, or anything like that. So when I did part one, which was not part one because there was no idea of doing a part two, but it was very interesting, right? It was just that, and then things happen, and you go and you see, well, yeah, that's part of the evolution. So I was not really expecting this, but yes, there is a huge difference between I know and I am, between expressing something with the excuse of saying, with the giving oneself the illusion that things are great. I know this. Well, yeah, it's great. And then just the knowing from, which is in the heart, and the understanding, the expression, the I am. It's a huge difference. And I experienced that just today, in a unexpected way. So tomorrow is my father's birthday, and I talked with my sister just a couple of hours ago, something like that. She called me, and while she's going through many things, and she suddenly decided to have help, to go through help and support and change her life. And so anyway, she said to me that that my father was is sad that I'm not speaking with him, and yeah, it's sad. And so good, so we talk, we had that, and then I was here because, as I said, tomorrow is his birthday, and I had already decided that I was going to call him at some point. But then I was here, and I was going through, let's say, a debate with myself, with, I know perfectly well, it was my ego. I was going through my ego, and what was the purpose of that? To it appeared to be that I was talking about uh, what he did or didn't did, his behavior and all of that, until I realized that what I was doing, it was not it had nothing to do with what happened or what is the memory. It had everything to do with I don't want to call. I am not in need of having a relationship. And that was the first step, the first realization. Oh, wow. I don't I don't need that. And once I said that to myself, then I said something that came out of nowhere, absolutely unexpected. And I said, I deserve better. I deserve better. And that came out of nowhere because 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 I know I'm worthy. I know that. And I've been learning to be that and to express that and to accept that and go through all of that. But here you see the difference between I know and I am. I know I'm worthy. But it was like for the first time, and it's not that I was not doing that didn't exist. I know that this already, right? It's not about that, but it's about the knowing, the becoming it, the being it, the expressing it. I am worth. And that saying out aloud, I deserve better. It's the expression, the being, the recognition, the allowance that, yes, I am worth and I am worth better than that. I deserve better parents. I do. And that is what worthiness is to admit it's part of it. It's admitting, seeing, and having that understanding that that worth is there, but also that respect that I deserve, that love that I deserve. I have to give it to myself. So that recognition of saying I deserve better, it's me saying yes, I am enough. Because the moment I admit that, I'm also saying now I'm giving that to myself. I don't need them to give that to me. I am enough. So now I can call because that call has absolutely no need, no meaning, no need to be. Because I'm not expecting, I'm not begging, I'm not there for what I have not received and will not receive. And you see, it's that knowing the difference between I know, the evolution. Now, it's not that I'm finished. I'm not finished with my evolution, with my work, with my understanding of myself. Never finish, will never be finished with that. But now I am there, perceiving and understanding, because now I am experiencing it. How do you teach these things? Well, you experience that. I've chosen to become, to be this, to be working with people. But I also know, and I realize that today, and now I know. That's the knowing, my knowing. I know that what I have chosen is not to preach. I've chosen the knowing, the I am. And that is something that no one can give you a paper. No one can send you to school, cannot read this on a book. You can only be it. If you want to share that, you have to know it. You know, the knowing of it. It's not just, I know. No, I am. I am it. Therefore, I can share it. I can teach it from the knowing. And that worth, that admission, that recognition, oh, it's everything. It goes to, I am worth it. To know it. Well, I know it now, but you see, I'm just admitting that you were not doing it, that you were not doing a good job. You were not giving me that. I wasn't. That's the truth. I wasn't. But at the same moment, as a human being and as an expression of human and as experiencing human, so going through the story of human, I also have to admit it's not just that I was not recognizing my worth because I didn't know I have it. And therefore, when I'm lackful, when I'm unworthy, well, what I'm attracting is exactly that. Yes, that's absolutely that. But also, there is also the recognition of what is the reality that I'm experiencing, that I have experienced, that is in my memory, and recognizing that they were piece of shit. They didn't behave in a way that was satisfactory, that could give satisfaction today into a relationship. And by the way, when I receive a call where they say, well, your father is depressed because you're not calling him, then I'm asking, why don't you call me? If he has in that need of talking with me, he can call me. But calling me and talking to me will deprive him of his victimization. It wouldn't be able to play the victim. Oh, my piece of shit of son is not calling me and I'm depressed. Well, yeah. Horrible, isn't it? Not having a reason for being a victim. Because it wouldn't be very easy to call me. But when you put in your, no, I'm not calling because I decide not to call. It's not that I'm trying to, I don't want to call and I don't want to have a relationship. So there you see. And that is what human is, what human does. There is a very easy, a very, 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 very easy way to go, and that is to pick up the phone, the fucking phone that you know how to use, and call. Right? It's very simple. Except that by doing that, there is no drama. There is no whatever. That's something that really I don't. Anyway, that is something, right? Wondering and saying, well, but it's a perspective. Yeah, excuses. Yeah, can go into the excuses, trying to give excuses, trying to say, well, he's old, and he forgot what he said to you, and respecting the self, having a place for the self, giving the self that love, and saying, well, I'm worthy, and I deserve better. Yes. I'm not saying I deserve older parents. No, it's not saying that I don't care. Older parent, those parents, who cares? There is no difference. It's simply to say I deserve to have parents that love me, that accept me, that support me, that give me that love that is part of the story. That is part of what we deserve. We deserve to be loved. We deserve to be supported. We deserve to have the best, the best, the best. In every circumstances, in every moment, that's what we deserve. We're not giving that to ourselves. That's true. That's absolutely true. It's part of the story. Yeah, it's part of our evolution to know that and to change that. Yeah, absolutely. Nevertheless, there is still the fact that we do deserve better. And that there is no shame in saying that, and there is no shame in affirming that, and there is no shame in being that. I deserve better as a step to recognize to the self that you are enough. They didn't give you that. All right, okay, that's the fact, that's the story, that's the memory. They didn't, but now you recognize that you deserve that. So you're saying to the self, you're saying, you got it now. You got it. You have it. That's why you can admit to yourself that they didn't give it to you. That's why you can't admit to yourself that you deserve it, because you have it now. So that is the difference between knowing that you are worth and being that worth, expressing that worth. It's here, it's me, it's here, it's me, and it will always be here. And once you know it, but once you express it, once is here in that knowing, well, cannot go away anymore. Still part of the evolution, still a work in progress. Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. That's completely true. But there is now the knowing. And yeah, that makes the total and complete difference between knowing that you have value and being the value, being the worth. Yeah. The vibration is different. The feeling, the sensation, the everything is completely different. And that's when you know that you are choosing you over everything else. Because finally you realize that you are worth it. And that's priceless. That's amazing. And here, that relationship is a relationship human to human. It's fractal to fractal. It's the fact up story of what a human tragedy, because it's a tragedy. It's just keeping that that relationship of tragedy of drama, right? It's very easy. It's very easy. If you miss me as a father, you can call me. Why don't you do that? Because you have to keep yourself in that drama, right? So it's completely a egotical decision not to do it, and to complain about that, and to cry about that, and to play the victim completely. Which is what, right? Then I say, well, then there is just one thing you can do, and that thing is go fuck yourself. Yeah, because that's playing the human game, which is not what I'm playing here, which is not what I want to go on playing. So, but as I said, now the awareness is there, the knowing, I know. So then that phone call become easy, because there is no emotional link. That's when you can do things, when you lose that connection with emotion. That's when you free yourself, and that you are not doing it for the drama, you are simply doing it. That's the different thing. That's when you can call, or you can go into the experience, into the moment, with knowing that if things go out of control, if things happen that are not respecting your boundaries, you leave. You will not stay. You will not try to keep up a relationship, or to keep up to something just because you say it's the thing that I ought to do. No, it's not the thing you ought to do. If someone disrespects you, you send them to fuck themselves and you leave. You don't stay to be treated like shit. You don't stay to be disrespected. You leave. Oh, you can certainly give a piece of your mind. It's not that you have to just be to shut up, right? The situation is there, but you leave. You can leave. You don't have to stay. So even a phone call, very easy to hang up. A visit, you leave. An encounter, you leave. They owe you respect. If you don't receive it, it's goodbye. But that is even more. It's the respect that you owe to yourself. The fact that you owe that respect has to be there doesn't mean that you will receive it because you feel it. Things just happen. And histories, the memory is there, and people behave in a certain way, and sometimes, right, you attract it in a certain way. Well, then, goodbye. Not my word, not my reality, not something I want to play with. So I leave. It's difficult because we are giving ourselves all this story of obligation, of need, of I have to do this, I have to do that. There is always an excuse. They are older, they need to the support, and oh, older generation, they do not understand. Oh, they don't know how to use the technology. Oh, they this and they that, and the excuse and excuse and excuse and excuse, just to avoid to say just, well, I deserve better. Because excuses are just a fucked up way of saying that you are not worth it. No, you are worth it. If they do not give you what you deserve, then fuck them. Because if you don't do that and you compromise yourself, you are not respecting yourself. So then at that point, when you are not respecting yourself, how can you expect them to respect you ever? They will not respect you. You don't have it for you, but you don't have it for you is that you are confirming that when you do compromise with what your boundaries are. If those boundaries are not respected, you don't need even to express them to anyone. The fact is that those boundaries are not respected. That's the fact. Whether they know them, who cares? It's not the point. The point is, it's not respected. If then you do the same, then you're not respecting yourself. So it's the confirmation that actually you are not expressing your worth. You're deserving it. So you will not get it. They're already not giving it to you. If you do not respect your boundaries, they will just keep not giving it to you. There is no receiving it. You have, at some point, you got there where you realize that whatever you're trying to get to achieve to do with those people that are not giving it to you, by compromising with yourself, it's not the way to get it. And you and on the contrary is to realize that you will never get it. So when you choose yourself, when you realize your worth and you choose yourself, that's the best thing you can ever do. Because you then are the one giving to you that love, that recognition, that support that you are deserving. And again, it's an evolution. You don't get there day one. You don't get those things day one. But you build yourself an evolution that brings you there, that brings you to that recognition that you are enough and that you deserve it. And that is my evolution, and that is my going from I know to I am. I am that. And now I see there is no going back. Now I see this is me. This is me loving myself. And as in a evolution, that love, well, it's the evolution of it is not in creating it again. I'm not creating. No, I'm discovering, and then that discovering is what is taking away those blinds that are creating a illusion from me to that. That love is already there. I am is already. I'm taking away layer after layer after layer, those illusions that are keeping me away from seeing that fully and completely, to express it fully and completely. The unconditional. The unconditional is there. It's already. Everything is already. And the blinds are creating the illusion. So they go away layer after layer. And I know that I'm not taking that away at once. I know. But days like today, and even like everyone else, every day. But I know that these days build up that they build up the disappearance of those blinds. They are taking those blinds away. I am taking those blinds away. I'm doing the work. So, yeah, this is it. The human is going to question it. The human is going to wonder it. The human is going to go through all of that and have the habits of not being worthy. That's the habit. That's what the human knows. Not because that's all the human has learned. That's what the human has been taught. So the habit is expressing itself. And the habit wants us to keep ourselves in that. Because that's what we know. That's what becomes easy, to stay in that. Choosing the misery you are in, because if you change things, you may find a bigger misery. So we don't take the chance to discover ourselves, to be ourselves. We don't take the chance to see that instead of having a bigger misery, we're going to have a better life, a better experience, a better self. Just because we choose different, we choose the unknown. Yeah, it's a process. And again, you don't get it. We do not get it right straight away. It's a building up. It's a getting through experiences of experience, discovery of discovery, taking the self, bringing the self to that, and exercising all of that experience into new experience, new self, up new self, up new self, so that then we attract that revolutionary self that gives us a different perspective on the self, the realization of that. And it happens. It certainly happens. And in this moment, it's even the best moment to do that, because things become for us, for all of us in that are doing this kind of job, this kind of thing, things have become more revolutionary. Not simpler, not that things are not going to be, well, give us that taking out the pain, experience, and all of that. Yeah, absolutely. But we are in a moment where these things have accelerated. So they are becoming more prominent, more happening. The magic is there, and not the magic of the fairy tales, the magic of ourselves, that real magic, that real thing that we are. All right, so there you go. This is it. So thank you for joining in and share this moment with me. And I will be seeing you in the next now. Bye bye.